Good day, everyone. I realized I need to give a tutorial about the new flute I'm building, and which is available for anyone who wants to start this journey on breath and sound. And I'm very happy that I developed not long ago this new Romanian Moldavian kaval. It has a fipple like a native flute, similar, a little different. And some people they were wondering about the pitch of the flute, and I want to give a little tutorial on how these ethnic flutes, like the kaval, you have to really connect with your breath with a lot of attention, because even the strength of blowing your breath in the flute is influencing the pitch of the flute. So this is a very gentle process, and it takes a lot of kind of meditation. You have to be connected with your belly or your hara or your third chakra, and be grounded. Don't be stressful. And in this setting, this state of mind, you can develop a relationship with your flute. And of course, playing flute, breath, breathing, blowing into the flute is what creates the tone. But it is not like a recorder flute, or, these flutes are very sensitive. And so they make a great appeal on your personal connection with your breath. And in this way, develop a relationship with your flute. So I explained to you about this Romanian or Moldavian kaval. It has a fipple. So some people think, oh great, it has a fipple, so I just need to blow on it. But it takes a little bit more than that, like I explained, because I'm going to show you. And also I'm going to tell you about the technique of putting the underlip just slightly over the edge of the fipple, the sound hole. Okay, but first I'm going to show you that by just breathing stronger and less strong, you will hear that the pitch, when you breathe very gently, the pitch will drop. And this is not only with the Moldavian kaval, but it is the same with the native flute. As I have a high spirit. It's a high spirit native flute, and I have here one of my own built bamboo native flutes, and I want to demonstrate that by the force of your breath you will change the pitch of the flute. Okay, I will demonstrate. First I start. This is a kaval I built. Just finished it today, the bindings, and it's in the scale of A. So I will first blow, and I let you hear how the tension of the breath influences the pitch. So now I put maximum tension in the lowest octave. If I put more tension, it will skip to the second octave. But now I put very little breath. So I show you the difference. First one was like this. And now I'm going to breathe very gentle. So you can hear the pitch is changing. And now when I put my underlip on the edge of the kaval, it will slightly drop the pitch slightly. When the kaval is tuned in 440 hertz, and when I use this technique, it will play in around 432 hertz. So it will very beautifully harmonize with the drone in 432. And when I don't use the underlip technique, it will be balanced in 440. And some kavals, I must say, because when you use the underlip, it gets a more neigh-like sound. So some kaval, which I want to play in 440 hertz, but I want the richness of the neigh flutes on the kaval. I built them a bit sharp, so I can, with my tension of my breath and the use of the underlip, I can pull the pitch to 440. Oh, it's a bit complicated, but it's just to show you that the combination of using your underlip and the pressure of your breath has an influence on the pitch of the flute. So now the underlip without. With. So you hear a significant difference. And so this is what you have to keep in mind. And that's why I often use a drone on the background of my recordings. So by ear, you synchronize your power of breath and the use of your underlip, so you are in tune with the background music. So this is a very delicate process, a combination with the kaval, the use of the underlip, and in combination with the pressure of your breath. That also has an influence on your pitch. So, yeah. Well, I'm going to play something, and I'm going to play in the scale of 440, in the scale of A, 440 hertz. And and you can see how this flute. Oh, wait, I wanted to show you also. This is a native flute, which is also with a fipple. And also with the native flute, you have the same. You cannot use the underlip technique, and you only mainly have one octave. But you can also hear. So when you change in the pressure of your breath, it will also change the pitch of the flute. This was a high spirit flute, and when I take one of my bamboo native flutes, it has the same principle. You can hear the pitch changing by changing the pressure of your breath. Okay, and now I'm going to play something on the kaval, and yeah, you know, first of all, when you start playing, when you receive a kaval, just start playing with all the holes closed and try to balance your breath that you have this the lowest tone very balanced. So this is a main practice to get connected, to feel, oh, because some people pick it up and they say, and but you know, the lowest, the very lowest tone on your kaval is the most hardest tone to play. So when you feel that balance to play a nice, smooth, balanced, low tone, that's a good starting point. So that is probably the best way to get to build a relationship with your flute, with your kaval, by having this sense of breath pressure and just enjoy the lowest tone for a while. And then don't I want to invite you, of course, in folk tradition of playing the kaval is very much played in typical folk songs, so it's a bit of more staccato vibe. But yeah, you know, I'm a kind of lover of Sufi music, and I built my nays, my Persian nays, my Turkish nays, and somehow or other, my spirit is always drawn to the somehow more meditative atmosphere. Instead of folk music atmosphere. So the bamboo kaval, compared to the wooden kaval, is also much more mellow in sound. It has less punchy. So yeah, all I can say, if you want to play folk music, fiery, punchy kaval, then you better choose a wooden kaval. But if you are if your heart is being touched by more mellow vibes, meditative vibes, desert, mystic vibes, then the bamboo kaval is a beautiful instrument. So when you start playing, and from that gentle connection with your breath, make long tones and flow like water for some time. And then when you are able to flow like a river on your flute with your breath, then after that you can also introduce some other dynamics and fiery aspects of sound and from your flute. So I want to demonstrate a little bit these different vibes and what you can do with your breath. So there is the more like river type of flow, I call it, more water element, and it goes like this. It flows. But you can also make it a little bit more punchy, or explore the other dynamics of the flute. Good. You see? And to give the tone a bit more punch, you can use the technique of doing with your tongue in the flute. You see? So that's the beauty, just with your breath, with your tongue and your flute, you can create a wide spectrum of sounds and feel free to explore those sounds and moods and vibes. One more other technique is, while you play, you can create a sort of vibrato like this. By moving your kaval, making this up and down motion, you create a sort of tremolo, vibrato in the sound. And one more thing, in these in many countries, when they play the duduk, when they play kaval or the Indian bansuri, many times they use a drone on the background in the basic tone on which they improvise, on which they play the melodies. And this drone, because the instrument is so sensitive in pitch for by your breath, the drone helps the musicians to stay in tune. So for creating a drone, I use a beautiful app. It's called iTabla Pro, and it's an application from India, and it has beautiful tampura sounds, and you can put it in any scale you want. You can even change the hertz from 440 to 432, and it's a beautiful app which you can install on your iPhone or iPad. And I think for Android you need some other application, but they are also there for Android. But it's a beautiful way to practice your flute, not only practice to enjoy your flute, and to have some basis on which you can improvise or meditate with your flute. So I'm going to play something now and use those different techniques that I showed you, and you can see what just a beautiful flute, a kaval like this made from Nigra bamboo can create in harmony with a breath and your heart. All right, let's go. All right. I hope this tutorial will give you some help to play and enjoy the dynamics and the sound and the harmony between your breath, your heart, and your flute. So, yeah. All right. I'll be back. Stay full of beauty, full of love, and I'll see you next time with more music All right, dear brothers and sisters, and everyone in between. Bye bye.